playing with some music over here on StreamYard. I love that we can have some background music, but I need something a little more poppy. Let's see, what do we got? Just there we go. Welcome to season 2, episode 6 of 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm the Fame, Mary Fane Brandt, your LinkedIn strategist, consultant, career coach, and fear leader this week. I love this music. How is everyone doing today? Hey, let me know where you're tuning in from. I love seeing, where everyone's coming from, what we're talking about these days. We're going to rock out here for just a minute. This is great. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to StreamYard, who is the sponsor of 15 Minutes of Fame. They make this look good. If you're interested in streaming or up-leveling your streaming game, just connect with me. I'll give you my affiliate link so you can sign up. And if you sign up with my affiliate link, you guys, I am offering you a 20-minute consultation to help you get started. And something new before we get started talking on our topic of fame, LinkedIn audio events. If anyone here was on Clubhouse, let me know. Drop that in the comments and tell me that you were on Clubhouse before. So LinkedIn audio events is a thing, and we are going to be having one after every 15 minutes of fame. So around 12:20, we're going to hop over to the LinkedIn audio event, and we're going to continue the conversation. And it's going to be 2-sided, 3-sided, 4-sided, because I can have 17 people come up on stage and engage in the conversation. So I'm going to drop those links over in the comments. Let's see. They are there. I will have to drop them over on LinkedIn for you guys. If you just go to events, you'll find those links. One more announcement before we get started. The Master It with Mary free monthly training, the first Thursday of the month at 10 a.m. The next one is March 3rd, and you can find that event. I dropped that link in the comments, and I'm going to be sharing all my secrets on how you can connect with CEOs and decision makers on LinkedIn. You seriously don't want to miss this free training. What's up, everyone? Does anyone ever get scared? Do you hide from fear like an ostrich, burying your head in the sand? If you can't see it, it can't see you. Or do you tackle it head on? You stare at fear straight on and be like, bring it on. Let's do this. Who here has ever had some fear in their life? Go ahead and drop me a high five in the comments. I think that fear can be both a blessing and a curse. It can hold you back or launch you forward. It can make you stronger or it can break you down. I have been on all sides of fear. People always tell me, like, Mary, you go live every week. It looks so great and so easy. It's not. I still get fearful every time I'm going live. Will I hit the right buttons? Will I say the right thing at the right time? Will I look stupid? Oh my gosh, there's so much fear. Hey, Bruce, thanks for showing up. You like that opening. I'm going to drop some links over here on LinkedIn and YouTube so you can join the audio event. There's all kinds of fear. Fear lives in all of us. We've all, some people have a fear of spiders, clowns, frogs, heights. I have a really weird fear of that when I'm drinking wine, that my wine glass is going to break in my mouth. Isn't that weird? That is just a really, really weird fear I have. Many of my clients, they have a fear of posting on LinkedIn. Will they offend someone? Probably. Will they get engagement? Yes. Will their post be well received? Maybe. We don't know. We cannot determine if people are going to like our posts, agree with it, engage with it. All we can do is be our best selves, the best version of ourselves, and put ourselves out there. There's a lot of different fears, and I was researching for this episode, like what their fears are, how do these fears come about, and what this, some things that we can do about it. There's a fear of not being good enough, a fear of backlash, a fear of criticism, a fear of change. That's a big one for a lot of us. A lot of us. So Bruce says he's has a fear of heights. Um, planned fear twice a week on his live streaming, but like I said, fear can propel you forward, right? It can make you do something. It can help you prepare. Some fear is good. Did you know there's actually a fear of losing friends? That is a true documented fear. And some of you know I moved from San Diego to Arizona in the middle of the pandemic in 2020. Talk about a lot of fear right there. But I did have a fear of losing my friends in San Diego. Are we going to be as close after, a few years? Will things like die down? And I have to say that that hasn't happened, and I'm so thankful for that. But let's talk about fear in our businesses. Whether you're a career professional or a business owner, fear is centered on the potential consequences of success. Now I'm going to say that again. Most fear is centered on the potential consequences of success. So we fear success, but why do we fear success? We fear sacrifices, losses, sacrificing time with your family, sacrificing the loss of money if we change jobs or start our own business. People are afraid of what success might actually cost them. Has anyone thought about that for a minute? Are you holding yourself back from success, bigger success, because you're afraid of what the cost is to reach that success? Will you lose yourself in your success? That is another fear, which really leads us to the mindset. If we go into something where we are fearful of failing, that we won't be smart enough, we won't be good enough, we really are setting ourselves up. We're talking ourselves into failing. Instead, we need to change our mindsets, release the fears, and have a mindset of, I'm going to crush it. I got this. I've trained. I've studied. I know my stuff. I have got this. Now, let's talk about the speaking fear. Many people have a fear of public speaking, me included. I still get nervous after doing this for 5 years every time I go live. Is the tech going to work? When I interviewed people, are they going to show up? Do I have my deliverables? Have I researched everything? Most people have a fear of public speaking, even after you've been doing it as long as I have. And I'm going to share an experience with you. Last week, I was presenting to a group that I belong to. I'm one of the LinkedIn panelists. So there's, I think, 10 LinkedIn experts, and the mastermind group is over 1,500 people. I was going to present on LinkedIn optimization and enhancing your profile, something I can do in my sleep. And I don't know why, but I got all fearful. Would I sound smart enough? Would I present enough information? Would I keep the audience engaged? I talked myself up into this frenzy when this is a topic that I know inside and out. You wouldn't believe the fear that was running through my head. I had to reach out, or I got to reach out to another LinkedIn strategist, Viveka Hess in San Diego. And I was like, how many slides did you do? What do you think I should talk about? I know this topic inside out. She calmed me down and she said, just be yourself, Mary. I'm like, I talk too much with my hands. I'll look like an idiot. Hi, Brenda. I'm like, oh my gosh. Brenda, I love you because you are so authentic and real. So shout out to you. But I was like, oh my gosh, I talk with my hands. I'm kind of animated. Will I seem smart? Will I seem like the expert, the LinkedIn expert that they're asking me, to present on a topic that I've been doing for 5 years and I know inside out? Now, I do believe that some fear is good because it makes us work a little harder. It makes us learn. It stretches us. But we're going to have failures in life, you guys. And we need to change the way or the definition of that word. Failure doesn't mean that we're lost and that we can never, come rise up from that failure. Failure means opportunity to do better, opportunity to decide, is this what I should be doing? Opportunity to, just think like, was that the presentation the best? What could I do differently? How could I engage the audience more? So even if you fail, you're still succeeding because you tried, at least in my opinion. Mutual admit. I love this. I got to put it on. Thank you, Brenda. I mean, speaking, it's not an easy task. Brenda, Bruce, Diana, have you guys experienced any fear where you were like, that's it, my life and career is over? I have several of these stories. And if I had given up, I wouldn't be here today. If I had let every failure determine my future success, I wouldn't have opened my own business, right? If I let every fear hold me back from giving it a try, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be married because my first marriage, well, that was a sham. And so I had a fear of getting married again. Would the same thing happen? If I had let that fear hold me back, I wouldn't be married to my amazing husband, Joseph Brandt. So, personally and professionally, we have to rethink what fear means and how it can define us or not define us. I say a little fear is good, you guys. It helps us, stretches ourselves. It helps us try a little harder. What I'd like to do right now, you guys, we're going to jump over to the audio event. The LinkedIn, we're calling it the LinkedIn Living Room. That's the new name for it. What is this? I've got things popping up. Brenda, are you messaging me while I'm trying to do my show? um, we're gonna pop over to the LinkedIn audio event room. And now I've dropped the link over on LinkedIn. Yes, it's right up there. And I dropped it on Facebook for those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube. And I'd like to invite you over to the LinkedIn audio event to test that out with me and see how that's going to work. And we can have a more intimate conversation. And I would like to invite you guys up on what we're calling the stage so you can share your experience about fear. Also, over on the LinkedIn audio event, I'm going to be giving some tips on how you can overcome your fear. I'm a true proponent of, tackling it head on. So I have like some things listed here that I did some research on, but I want to hear your stories on fear and how you've overcome. And before we sign off, I want to let you guys know my biggest fear is not being smart enough. And the reason that this is ironic is I'm the first member in my family to graduate from college. I'm the only member in my family to go on and get my master's degree. And it was during the master's program, I missed one class and I was going to Chapman University, and you can't miss. If you miss one class in the master's program, you have to make it up. And we met on a Saturday with a professor and we had an assignment. And my biggest fear was not being smart enough, that everyone around me was smarter than I was. I worked at a private school. I saw all these educators and I thought they were way smarter than me. And that is something that I still have some fear on, of not being smart enough on a topic or in a discussion. Can I hold a conversation with someone that's smarter than me? So I still work on that every day. And I'm just sharing that with you guys. So if you have that fear, I want you to know that you are amazing. You are smart enough. And we can always learn more together. So I'm always, working on learning more LinkedIn from experts like Brenda and Russ and Judy and Judy Fox. And there's lots of Judys, and Vivica and Vivica. There's lots of Vivicas and Vivicas. So surround yourself with people that are smarter than you so that you can learn more. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm going to jump over to the LinkedIn audio room, and I invite you to come over there and have a conversation. those are not live. That recording is not shared anywhere. So we can share our stories and we can help each other overcome our fears so we can have more success. I'll see you over there in just a minute.